the fam, that's what they call me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle.
Michaela.
And we have Jacob here with us today. And today we're going to do a video, 5 stereotypes that Brits...
That's 5?
We're going to try to get 5 stereotypes that Brits think about us Americans. You are in the spotlight. So if you think you've lived here your whole life,
Yeah.
you have traveled to America.
Yeah, a few times.
Yeah.
A few times. I've been, what, 8 states, I think. So.
Okay, so he's been over to America. Tell me kind of like typical Brits or typical you. What do you think about Americans? Like, what is a stereotype for an American?
I can't think of 5. I can think of 3.
Oh dang, yay! We only got 3.
Like I would say I kind of in my head would group it into 3. Like an east, a west, and a south.
Okay. One. The Southerners have one. The West Coast have one.
I don't know what a north would be, but like.
So like Maine, New York.
Yeah, I would have said that would be like east to me.
Oh, okay, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I would have said like East Coast, East Coast, West
that's fine
Coast,
if you want to do that.
Southern.
Okay.
I wouldn't know for the life of me.
Okay.
The difference would be in the middle.
Okay, alright. So you have one for each area?
Yeah, I would say so. In my head, that's kind of what would, I guess if I was going to group into stereotypes, that'd be it.
Okay, alright, so which one do you want to start at?
I guess sort of the most obvious one to us would be like the Southern stereotype, right? So
it's going for me. Okay,
so obviously now I'm kind of more aware of the South is very different because you talk about different areas completely differently. Whereas before I met you guys, I would have said basically the entire southern half of the country was the same. So,
definitely not, but okay.
So like in my head before I met you guys, someone from Texas in my head would be exact same as someone from Florida.
No.
Which I get now is completely different.
Right,
so,
right.
But like I would have said before, there would be like a Southern stereotype, and that would be like the stereotypical like rancher type.
Wait, what's that word mean to
rancher,
you?
Rancher, like a
oh, like a rancher.
Like
okay. See, sometimes I still don't I gotta listen, guys. Okay, so those would be the cowboys.
Yeah, like sort of the big
farms.
hats, you know, walking around in jeans and boots everywhere, that kind of thing.
Okay.
That would be what I would have said before, would have been like the South.
Because you honestly then, so then that means that the Brits pretty much think, or you as a Brit that would think that Texas is the South. Like that's how you would sum it up. Okay.
Yeah. And like, until I actually went to Florida and stuff, I was expecting it to be very similar there.
Oh, okay, and Florida's nothing.
No, which obviously when I went I realised, but before I just like, even now, in my head, Texas through to probably about Florida is still the same. In my head, that's all the same, like cowboy country in my head. But I've never been there. I've never been to Texas or anything.
Okay. So poor little North Carolina, where we're from, it never even made it. It's the same as Texas, right?
In my head,
it's to the south. Okay.
That would be what I would have said it was.
Okay. All right.
Like I've never. The only place in sort of the southern part of the United States at all that I've been to is Florida.
Okay, yeah. And that one's not a fair gauge. I feel like a lot of people in Florida, don't take any offense if you live in Florida, I feel like it's more of like we migrate there, so like some of the older come if they retire there, so there's people from all over the world that come into Florida, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of difference.
Yeah, that was
in that one
state.
Like
Florida is a lot more multicultural.
Yes, that's a nice way to put it. There you go.
But so that was kind of originally my sort of Southern stereotype. Actually, now I think about it, I have thought of a 4th. But
see, I knew it.
I'm not sure where I would place it geographically. Okay. I just know it exists.
Okay.
And that's like sort of the hillbilly thing, you know.
That might be that might be North Carolina.
But I wouldn't know where that's from in the US. I guess in my head, I would say like Alabama or something. But
it would.
Again, I don't really know.
I guess if I was an American and going to stereotype Americans, I guess that would be more of the area, is like you said, most people would think is the Alabama area, yeah?
Like that sort of playing a banjo on a porch kind of thing.
I don't know if they're really doing that.
Like that's,
maybe.
I would say it's probably the second Southern stereotype.
Okay, alright.
The next one I would say that I had is probably the Eastern, what I would have called originally the Eastern one until I actually went there.
Okay.
So I say I probably originally thought that basically anyone from sort of the Northeast was that kind of Italian, American New Yorker, you know, like that was the stereotype, you know, like the bagel eating, get out of my way taxi driver. That was like the straightforward thing.
Okay.
And then I actually went and spent a lot of time in like New Jersey and New York, and yeah, it's not at all. It turns out that's just one really small area.
I wonder if that comes from movies. Like a lot of our big movies are based out of New York, and it shows the taxi drivers, and a lot of people are usually on the hustle, which is it's like London. It's a very big,
I guess,
place. So
yeah. So I guess that's kind of what I thought, but I didn't realize it was so isolated. Like I thought it was all of that.
No,
but it's not at all.
Maybe just like London city center, you get that taxi driving, going to get ran over, and then not so much.
That was probably the one I had for that, and I didn't realize it was just around that area. Like I thought it went all the way down, like past Boston.
Oh no!
As far as I was concerned before, I thought basically the entire East Coast until Florida was basically this.
Okay, I understand. So America is categorized into 3 groups, but it's not. Each one of our each state is so cultured within itself.
So I've obviously been to quite a few states now. So I get it now that every state is kind of very different. Like Chicago is like its own country, basically.
It is. It's its own self, right?
So I get that now, but obviously I didn't realize that at the start. And then the sort of last one I had was the West Coast.
Oh man!
It was 3 strips.
Let me guess, they're surf people.
Yeah.
They tan all day, blonde hair.
Yeah, exactly.
See? We know.
So that was kind of my 3 stereotypes originally.
Okay.
And I don't know what I thought of the central, like the Midwest or anything. I guess I just thought that was just empty.
Nobody lives there. There's no culture.
Like, I just thought it was like fields. I know there's obviously people who live there, but I didn't know what they were like.
Okay.
Like you said, probably before I actually, so this was obviously like 10 years ago or whatever, but before I actually travelled to the US at all, the only experience you get of it is film and TV. Right. Which obviously is pretty much all exclusively New York and like LA.
Yeah. So. And I think the parts they do show you in there is, like you said, the hustle and bustle of New York, or the beautiful.
Like the extreme stereotypes, right? Yeah. So like you watch a film that like, it's pretty much always a cowboy, like a New Yorker. I
guess. And when I first moved over here, my accent instantly, are you from Texas? Wait, guys, there is more to the South than just Texas, but I still get it a lot. Are you from Texas? No, not from Texas, but okay, I love Texas too, but yeah, no, not.
Yeah, like, because I'd say here, North Carolina is basically unknown. Like, we know it's a state, but we wouldn't know anything about it. Right. I still don't know.
And it's because Texas is probably bigger, and it's probably commercialized more than North Carolina, so you would just know it more, maybe?
I guess. But I think, I don't know, maybe. But like, I wouldn't even be able to tell you what the geography is like in North Carolina. I don't know if it's green, I don't know if it's arable, I don't know if it's hilly, I know nothing about it. I just know it exists.
It's all those things, actually. It is hilly, it is green.
Yeah, so like this is
mountainy.
I wouldn't know. Whereas like, I don't know, you just have these ideas in your head.
That's why I think it's fun to kind of, but it's kind of cheats because he has been there, guys. But still, I like to know what you thought before. Yeah. Or some of them you probably still hold because you haven't been everywhere.
Yeah, like I would have no idea what Alabama's like at all. Like, no clue.
Some of us still don't, guys. Even though we love you guys, we're still unsure.
And like, accent-wise, yeah, I could not tell the difference between a lot of them at all.
I won't try to do my accents, guys. Maybe I'll do that in a different video, but I don't know. Southern is, which some people say Southern is, my accent is strong for like a North Carolina Southern, where Texas is just a tad bit different. So it's weird even in our accents. Well, even in the South, from one state to the other. I don't know, and I guess it's just surely how you were brought up. Okay, so there's no more stereotypes about America.
Well, I would say they're like the regional, how I would classify people. If I didn't know, that would be sort of, it would be one of those 4 buckets, I guess.
Okay, so how do most Brits think, like, what is an American? Like in 3 words. Come on,
I guess those would kind of be it. Would be like the sort of obesity thing. Okay. The thinking our healthcare and social care system is communist, liking guns way too much.
Okay. Alright guys, well, we're going to have to do a follow-up video. And me and him, we're going to have to debate some of those stereotypes, but we're not going to do it in this one. But Yeah, so that's good to know.
Just disclaimer, I'd like to put out, like you said at the start, stereotypes are inherently negative.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Absolutely. I did a few videos here recently, and I even compared them quick to say I pointed out some of the negative points, but I think that's what you kind of do. If you compare the two, it just seems to happen that way. So, no, I don't take any offense to it. It's fine. All right, guys, but we are definitely going to end the video here. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and just wait to see what we'll do next.
Bye!